Good evening, everybody. My name is Lare, Ayoola. Yes, I am a Nigerian. Sometimes they ask me at the airport when I arrive, and I present my Nigerian passport. They look at my passport and look at me and say, "Are you a Nigerian?" And my first thought is, he must be blind, because he hasn't seen the fact that I gave him a Nigerian passport. Two, he must be super blind because he hasn't seen that my picture's on the passport. And I answered him, I said, "No, I'm not a Nigerian, I'm a Egyptian." Then I'm a Nigerian. So, well, I'm not sure if anybody laid down the protocols properly, but I'll stand on whatever protocols have been laid down. Thank you to the organizers for organizing this event. I've been asked to deliver a keynote speech today, and I've spent the last 1 hour looking at the title, Africa's Future in the Emerging Technology Ecosystem. And the more I read it, the more I realized I wasn't prepared for this keynote. And I thought to myself, should I abandon my slides entirely and just talk to you? Which is what I like to do. Just to lay the foundation of what we mean by the emerging technology ecosystem. How do you describe it? Do you describe it as data? Do you describe it as communications? Do you describe it as devices? Do you describe it as software applications, security, IoT, the Internet of Things? I said to somebody the other day, what do you do? I said, well, I'm into IoT, so what's that? We ran a survey about 4 months ago. We asked the IT staff of about 5 banks what IoT was or is. Only 20% of them knew what it means, and probably about 5% knew what it really was. And this tells us something. In terms of the foundation, do we have the foundation to start talking about Africa's future in the emerging technology ecosystem? Compared to what we've heard today so far, that ICT is great, so we're doing fantastically well. Made one sold for $322 million. And then there's another one that sold recently for about $200 million. Paystack? Yeah, Paystack sold for $200 million. And immediately I heard that whenever it happened, I regretted leaving the developer industry. I started off my career in ICT or IT as a developer. And then I moved into what I thought was more glamorous, into IT support and projects, building IT infrastructure and training thousands of people, and so on and so forth. And while I'm running in a particular race, somebody passes me by in a Ferrari and his name is Paystack. And that's the beauty about ICT. And that's the beauty about technology in Africa. Technology in Africa is a gold mine. Technology in Africa is the food, or should I say the source of the income that's going to feed the people in the future. Africa is a young nation, a young continent. Nigeria is a very young country, not just young because we're how many years old. We're independent, I think, in 1960 or 61. So what does that make us? 60 years old. But the average age of this population is very, very young. And this makes us a powerhouse, not just because Nigeria itself will become great, but simply because the young people are the ones that feed on ICT. And that's going to be the future. In Nigeria today, emerging technologies are disrupting industries and the way we think about problem solving. Technologies like the Internet of Things and robotics, sensor technology, 3D printing, blockchain, and artificial technologies have the potential to act as impact amplifiers and challenge traditional approaches of going about age-old problems in sectors such as agriculture, financial services, healthcare, education, water, and energy. That page or that paragraph alone is worth about an hour to talk about. When you talk about what can happen with smart agriculture and how the agricultural output and the supply chains all related to agriculture can make the price of our food drop by 50% in less than a year. And yet, nobody's thinking about it. And if they are thinking about it, nobody's doing it. IoT in the Nigerian ecosystem. According to PricewaterhouseCoopers PwC's 2020 micro, small, medium enterprise survey, business CEOs believe that IoT and artificial intelligence will have the most impact on the growth of their businesses in the next 3 years. But I believe that in Nigeria today, if serious effort is not put into educating all the CEOs in this country, this statement that just took place will not be applicable to Nigeria. Sometimes we read these statements which are applicable in general and perhaps to certain countries. But how many CEOs today truly understand the value of ICT and how it's going to change our lives and how it's going to improve the standard of living of everybody? IoT is an emerging technology that is changing and shaping the world. The importance of IoT to the ecosystem cannot be overemphasized. Let's talk about sectors that technology will have an impact on. The challenges of food production for the world, for example. There are numerous factors that challenge food production. The climate, topography, and soil variations within biohemispheres may be challenging for growing food, but the way people change the environment can also impact food production. Technological improvements and IoT solutions will help in improving the production of food. The use of devices that can differentiate a healthy soil from a damaged soil, or the perfect time to sow seed. I spent an hour making a presentation to a farmer, and that was interesting. I thought I was doing really well. I presented what IoT could do, how the moisture could be sensed, and he would know precisely how much water to put on the soil, whether he could determine whether the pH level was best suited to the particular type, species of crop that he was growing, how he could tell when his cows were going to were due, or when it was time for mating his cows, so he would never miss mating one cow, so his production of baby cows would be optimal. And he was listening to me. He was very kind. He humored me, I think. And at the end of it all, he said, "Lare, I don't think we're ready for that." And I paused. And I was talking to a very educated person. He wasn't an illiterate farmer. He was a very educated person. I think he's probably about 5 years older than me. He should have been wiser than me. And maybe he is wiser. But in his opinion, we are not ready for technology in the agricultural sector. Now this is sad. And you can see why I say we talk about education, engineers, we need more engineers, we need more manpower for ICT and so on. But the biggest challenge is at the top levels. Do the people out there know the value of ICT? Some do. So we come to talk about the challenges of replacing lost information technology talent. Has anybody here heard of Canada? That strange place It seems to suck up all our talent. You know, I mean, whenever I hear about Canada, you know, my vision of Canada is a place that's really cold. And I think about Nigerians, and we're not too crazy about cold, you know. I never was. Immediately I finished my university degrees in the UK, I left that place, you know, because I told people, I said the reason I left was the cold did not recognize that I had skin. It didn't see the flesh, it went straight to my bones. And I said to myself, I can't live in a place where every day of these 9 months a year is torture. And then I hear people are going to Canada, where if you park at the supermarket, if you don't plug your car into electricity to keep it warm, you come back and the engine is frozen. And that's where Nigerians are going. I thought things must be really bad here. We're losing our people. Doctors, nurses, ICT people, bankers, engineers, oil and gas specialists. You know, I mean, think about it. What are the chances that a man I worked with in Shell, in Lare, James Obi, I was with this white Canadian who's in the water business, and he says, "Oh, I have a Nigerian partner, you know." I said, "Oh, really?" I said, "Let me just keep the conversation going. What's his name?" He says, "His name is James." I said, "James what?" He said, "James Obi." I said, "James Obi is your partner? Call him." As soon as he answers the phone, I know it because James has a very peculiar voice. And it was him. The guy from Lare was in Canada. Guess what James did? If I'm not allowed to say this. He occupies a very sensitive position in the technology space in Canada. A top position. Brilliant fellow. So, what are we going to do? I mean, in response to the pandemic, the rapid adoption of technology by companies across virtually all industries has triggered the demand for tech professionals like never before. And where are they coming from, these guys? They're coming here as well as to many other countries. At the same time, general advancements in technology have been happening at such a dizzying pace that organizations and workers alike have been struggling to catch up with the dynamically changing skill environment. Because of this, there is now an urgent lack of highly qualified labor in the tech sector. Lack of highly qualified labor in the tech sector, one which a 2018 report predicted could cost the world some $8.5 trillion due to 85 million unfulfilled jobs by 2030. Now, well, I don't know whether you'll be surprised, but the Nigerian budget is not $8.5 trillion. We have the smartest, youngest population in the world. Why aren't we building tech universities that focus on ICT to fill these jobs? I have 3 more minutes. I told my team, I said, any speaking engagement that's less than 30 minutes, I'm not going to go. I told my wife, I said, I'll just be warming up after 15 minutes. And that's my entire time. This sucks. This is my courage. So, but I'm having fun. Are you having fun? Yeah. Because this is really interesting stuff. So, Africa's future in the emerging technology ecosystem is to take the bull by the horns. Seriously. take the bull by the horns and forget about all the fancy stuff. Just train the living daylights out of our people. Do you know that you can earn, I saw an advert today, $18 an hour being a remote worker supporting Apple desktops or whatever, laptops. $18 an hour. If you calculate that in naira, that's some serious bucks. I actually thought about it. Maybe I should go for a course. You know, I can do some DP on the side. And hope that my team don't realize that I'm earning extra income from Apple. Train the living daylights out of Nigerians. We're the smartest bunch in the world. I don't just say that because I'm a Nigerian. I went to school with these boys abroad. They don't stand a chance. They don't have the courage. They don't have the natural brains that we have. I made them look stupid in the classroom and on the sports field. And they used to be amazed. Imagine the English boys used to complain to each other. How come they can't get grades in English as high as me? Because he's asking better English than you. Even though you are English. We design stuff better than them. We think faster than them. We have no problem thinking out of the box. Because if you don't think out of your box in Africa, you're dead. You wake up in the morning and you have to think out of the box. You get to your tap and you open the tap and it's like kalu whether there's water or not. Even if you check your tank the night before, somebody might have done something to your tank in the morning. You never know what's going to happen. The water might be blue. You've got to think out of the box. You've got to have a plan A, B, C, D, E, F, and G. The guys abroad don't even need a plan A. Before they think, before they have time to think, the problem has been solved by somebody who has been employed to solve it for them. They get to the bus stop and they look at their watch and they look at one chart and say the bus will be here in 2 minutes. Try that in Nigeria and see how far you get. The bus will be here in 2 minutes. You can know when the bus will arrive down to the last 2 minutes. We think out of the box. We're trained to be geniuses. If you're not a genius in this country, you're going to fail. And the fact that we haven't failed, the fact that you haven't failed, and the fact that the whole nation hasn't failed is a clear indication that we are geniuses. So what are we going to do about it? The one simple answer: Africa's future is the people. Africa's future is education in ICT. Africa's future is education in IoT, the Internet of Things, in big data, in blockchain, in all kinds of programming languages, in robotics. Africa's future is in understanding cybersecurity. Because after we build all this IT infrastructure and all stuff, look, some Chinese dude can just come and enter a system and crash it. We better be ready with knowledge on how to stop that person from doing that. I mentioned Chinese and it could be anybody really, so nothing against the Chinese, alright? You should just give them all our airports, right? And the seaports. Why not? You know, give them all the land. You know, I love them. We have good lawyers. We have better lawyers. So why haven't they been applied? Deep down, I'm a serious nationalist. They offered me a British passport in 1984. I told them to go to hell. But they told me I have to drop my Nigerian passport to pick a British passport. I said, what a joke. Do I have to get a visa to go to my country? No way. So I cooled down on the nationalist sort of stuff over the last several years. But I'm waking it up again. We need to be nationalists. We need to believe in Africa, believe in Nigeria. We need to believe in our people. what it takes. We have fantastic teachers. They just all left education because we paid them a pittance. So why don't we do what's right and build Africa, build Nigeria, and build our potential? And this 8.5 trillion deficit that the world's going to lose because of the lack of 85 million unfulfilled jobs, we can fill 40 million of them now. All it takes is for all of us, the government and the people, to make a decision to identify the business opportunity and decide to go for it. You see, one last thing. There are 40 million homes in this country, approximately. And if every home had, and because they do need it, one smoke detector, that's 40 million smoke detectors. Do you know that a typical factory can only produce 15,000 smoke detectors a month? Imagine how many factories we would need to build in order to produce 40 million smoke detectors. Now imagine how many technicians we would need to install 40 million smoke detectors. That decision alone, and one decision by the government that says every home, office, school, hospital, restaurant must have one smoke detector to make sure that the building doesn't go down in flames without somebody knowing about it, would create a massive employment opportunity, change the whole scenario of the GDP, and thousands of people will be taken off the streets and be going from house to house installing. Now, if there are 40 million homes, there are also 40 million homes that need smart water meters. Again, you need factories to build these water meters. You need plumbers or simple technicians, not plumbers per se, because plumbers are a very skilled person, to install smart water meters. And when you install the smart water meters, now the companies can get revenue from the water and have the money to clean the water and give you water tomorrow, so that we stop going and buying water in jerry cans. And you might be laughing because all of you live in Lekki Phase 1 and stuff, but some people don't live in Lekki Phase 1 like we. And if you go to Bushi and Shomolu in the morning, you will see these guys with these metal truck pusher things walking around with 25-liter jerry cans and so on and so forth, and delivering from house to house. And I thought to myself, wow. I mean, before 10 o'clock, I flush my toilet 6 times. If I spit in the toilet, I flush it. Somebody is managing 25 liters. That's to bath, wash your clothes. Only God knows what you can do with 25 liters. You don't have to live like that. But I grew up in that area. So I've seen that that's how people live. You know why they're living like that and having to buy water from jerry cans? Because the government tried to supply the water and they couldn't collect the money. And because they couldn't collect the money, they didn't have the money to buy the chemicals to purify the water. And they didn't even have the diesel to get the generators to pump the water. And then they didn't have the money to repair the pipes that got broken because nobody was paying for the water. And the guys who were not paying for the water, guess what they're doing now? They're buying the water from some other guy, the truck pushing with the jerry can. Isn't it all weird? I mean, we're smarter than that, right? We can fix it. And we can make Africa's future bright. With all the emerging technologies, we have the technologies to make it work. Look, God is so beautiful. I've always said Nigeria is God's country, but I'm just not going. I've always said Nigeria is beautiful, and it's God's own country. Do you know why? Why they were laughing at us because we have too many children, and they were reducing their population. They didn't know that God knew what He was doing, because now they need us. Now they need the young population of Africa, because if they don't educate us, we don't even need them. We are now the powerhouse workforce of the world. That I declare. We haven't trained the people yet, but we are going to train the people. I did it once before. Some of you may remember Executrain, Tranter, Microsoft training, and so on. So we've done it once before. We'll do it again, with the help of everybody here. And we know that Africa is going to be great.